portion control and how it has nothing to do with being on a diet. Okay, I'm back, and today I wanted to talk about portion control, like legit food portion control, and how this has absolutely nothing to do with being on a diet. I had an aha moment the other day, and I've talked about the word busy before, and I was on a group call with some clients, and the word busy was being thrown around, and I said, wait a minute, we need to really understand that busy is just a lack mindset. Women who say they're busy are not actually busy. They're overwhelmed. They've said yes to too much. They don't know how to delegate, and they're just putting way too much on their plate. And I had a thought, I'm like, this is just like portion control. This is why we're stuck in this obesity epidemic. This is why we don't feel good in our bodies. This is why we don't feel good in our lives. This is why we're chronically overwhelmed, frustrated, fatigued, insert problem. So my thought was, you go to a buffet, and it's a cheap buffet. Let's pretend it's $20 for your plate, all you can eat. And they have all this amazing meat and desserts. And what do? You're like, I'm going to get the best bang for my buck. I'm going to keep eating. Oh, I'm just going to not only put more on my plate, I'm probably not going to eat everything that's on my plate, and then I'm going to go back for more. It's overconsumption because there's no boundaries, there's no limitations. But if you go to a different restaurant and you order off the menu, and let's just say it's one of those like boutique-y, fancy restaurants, so they don't give you a whole bunch of French fries and stuff like that. Everything that they make is gourmet and it's perfectly portioned. And you're like, I want this. And your plate comes and you eat it and you feel full, but you're not engorged. You're like, I'm so satisfied, and it's like the perfect amount of food. Because they had boundaries. They're like, no, we're not going to overcompensate by slapping some extra salad or some extra French fries or whatever on that plate. We want to make sure that our customers are satisfied, but we don't want to be known for just giving more because we don't feel like we're good enough. So if we give more food, people will come back. They are all about quality, not quantity of food. And I've been thinking about this in my own life with food, because I personally have this, it must be the rebellious personality in me, but I have this weird association with diets. Anytime somebody's telling me that I can't eat something, it's literally an automatic invitation for me to eat it. So example, anytime I've tried to understand weight management in my life, I've never been a yo-yo dieter or anything for this reason, because I get angry and frustrated because I know diets are bullshit. But there is a time and a place for food education. Right? You eat more, even if it's vegetables and proteins, you're going to gain more weight because there does need to be this calorie deficiency in order for you to lose weight. And yes, we all want to feel good and amazing in our bodies, but to be honest, when you do have more weight on your body, you put your body under stress, which can cultivate and create health crisis. So I've had to walk this very tight line between being mentally conscious of my body, what it looks like, what it feels like, and then trying not to judge myself, and then trying to like not restrict myself, and then have this like flow of, okay, the food freedom. That's what I'm trying to say. So because my area of genius is not in the food world, what I've noticed is I'm trying to associate my world of emotional health and emotional strength and emotional capacity, and feeling in alignment with how you want to feel with my relationship with food. So while I was on this conversation with my clients this morning, I was thinking through this lens of how too often we are over consuming our tasks. So the way that we're living our lives as women is like we literally have a plate. You're going to the buffet and you're saying, yep, 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 yep. You're putting everything on your plate. Because people are saying, can you do this? And you're saying yes. Can you do that? You're saying yes. Can you do this? Yes, 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 yes. I can do it all. I can do it all. I have to do it all. I need to be a control freak. Everything needs to be perfect. You're just tasking. You're putting all this crap on your plate. And you're sitting there and then you bring the plate back to your table and you're overwhelmed with how much food is on your plate. But what if you stopped eating at buffets? What if you went to those gourmet restaurants? What if you started portioning out your proteins, your carbs, your veggies? What if? What if you ate less and it gave you more energy, more time, more freedom? What if you said yes to less and it gave you more energy, more time, and more freedom? So I don't know why, but for me, it was a visual. It was a literal visual of me being able to see two different size plates. One engorged with food and the other perfectly portioned. And to see that physical food as a representation for everything that we say yes to. So for the overwhelmed, chronically fatigued, busy, emotionally exhausted woman, she has a buffet plate. For the woman who has healthy boundaries or is learning to develop healthy boundaries, who can put herself first, and guys, this takes time, okay? So I'm not telling you like just to go at it for a week. Like this is a lifestyle shift, but perfectly portioned. And there is no perfection, so I don't know why I said perfectly. But she's more selective of what goes on her plate. At the end of the meal, they're both going to feel very differently. One is going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I need to go back home and just puke or sleep. The other one's like, I'm ready to go. I'm energized. I'm fueled. This was healthy. And this is the exact same thing when it comes to what is on your plate. What are you saying yes to that you don't even want on your plate? And are you willing to just take your fork and scrape it off? Even though it's so tempting and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to eat it. Or I just need to follow through with this task. Just scrape that shit right off of your plate. Scrape it, scrape it, scrape it. So those are my random thoughts for the day. I hope they were enlightening to you. And if they were, let me know. And if you find yourself, if you are that woman and you are the one who holds it all together for everyone else, I want to talk to you. Head on over to heatherchauvin.com/take-back-control. Once you fill out the application, you will get a direct link to my calendar and we will do an introductory call to see if Mastery or Soul Elite is a good fit for you. There's one thing that I notice women get in their own way when they believe they can solve all their problems themselves. And there is so much magic on the other side when you simply ask for help. Talk soon.